Hi folks, welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of project that I've been needing to do for a while. I've got to get rid of the dust from this grinder. I've been doing a little bit of grinding now that I got the grinder going. Got the new wheel on. This is a 14 inch. It had a 12 on it. I think that's because they're cheaper and easier to buy. So we got it all mounted up and running, balanced. New balancer works fine. Been doing a little bit of grinding. Don's wannabe planer, aka a shaper, seems to have a problem with its gib here for the head. So we're going to make him a new one. So let me show and tell. Start off with a piece of cast iron. This was a Durabar. Bought a stick of it. This has been stress relieved twice. Cut down to rough blank shape. And then I started grinding. Now, this is what I've done so far. Got one of the 60-degree angles ground on it and surfaced it on that side. This side is the side that fits up and doesn't move. So this will be the side that will move. I'm going to finish making the other side into its 60 degrees. And then I will take and thin this down to the right taper. That'll be the very last operation. Well, then we'll sandwich it in some pieces and then bore this little hole on the end. This is where the screw goes in to hold it and adjust it up and down. So, but that's the very last thing. This thing's doing pretty well. The problem is, I don't know if you can see it over there, there is so much dust and stuff coming off and hitting this and going everywhere. And I'm trying to make it inside this nice little room, which is air conditioned. I've been putting all my grinding stuff in here. Got the big grinder over here for the ID and OD grinder, cylindrical grinder. So I needed to keep the junk and dust out of here. Grinding dust is black and goes everywhere. With that in mind, about a year ago, I purchased that green machine over here. This is a Grizzly metal vacuum. It's the only one I could find that was a reasonable price. It's got a HEPA filter on it. It's well built. It's got a tray on the side over there. You can clean it out, and 3 different filters here. In the back, it comes with 2 inlets for 4-inch. And then I got this one with a 220 motor. It's kind of loud. Because it's so loud, that's going to go upstairs on the mezzanine with a remote control that I can turn it on from down here. And I'll just have the exhaust pipe going up through this roof. But for right now, till I get through this project, I'm going to just set it up down here and let it go. Just wear earmuffs. My hearing's already shot. It's even worse. My wife made me go to the doctor. Did a hearing test. The reason I went was because I've got constant ringing in my ears and I have to drown out the ringing so I can hear what she says. And then if you put road noise in the background, it takes a little bit of concentration. Well, 16 years of sirens and loud noises on an ambulance, and then machine work and hammering and construction. There's nothing they can do. Tried their $6,800 hearing aids that had some tinnitus reduction in them. They don't work either. So, just going to have to live with it. Anyway, dust from this grinder is something I can't live with. I just need to get it out of here. It's going to be bad when I get to going with a lot of stuff. The shield stops it when it comes off here, and it'll hit that. And it goes here, but it has flyby. So I've been wondering, what the heck can I do to hook up my fancy little metal vacuum cleaner to this? I went to the home stores and grabbed a variety of things that I could try to make something work, and put this together and make it go out the side and maybe catch it over here. The problem with this is it goes back and forth with that table. Then, digging through some old posts and photos, I saw where Dual once had an integrated vacuum port for these things, and it was made out of, it looked like this basically, but it hung off over here. So that got me to, well, what can I do here and turn this sideways and all this? Go and make one? Well, I don't even know if it works really well. I mean, they don't make them anymore. I haven't seen any on any production machine, so who knows if it even works. So, in my never-ending quest for finding stuff that works, I stumbled onto something. And this might help you. I found a company that makes a little scoop. Now, I saw one of these on a site. They wanted $180 for it. It might have been a Grizzly site. So I got to digging around. I found out where it was made, and I went straight to the company and bought it for $41. Now, this is 4 inches, has a 4-inch port on it, and basically it's going to mimic what I saw Dual making one like. And if I mount it here, I should be able to get all the grinding dust going into it, and then it's stationary. And for $41, it was worth a shot. Now, the sparks coming off this thing are hot, so you need to really use metal piping. I guess you could use a flex duct over there that's made out of plastic, but I got to thinking, well, you know, I need to get it cool before I go in there. And I need to turn the corner to go back. The same company had these, a metal one-piece 90-degree elbow that will attach to this. In fact, like this. So I can mount this like this, run the hose out the back and to the end. Now, problem is this is kind of open. So, and how do you mount it up there? Well, I got to experimenting. I bought 2 of them, remember? And this is what I came up with. This is a piece of aluminum scrap. I blanked it out. Well, what I've done is cut a piece of 3/8 aluminum. I've got a 3/8 aluminum center punch with a little nub on it. And what I want to do is use this to drill these holes and put this in here as a block of it. I'm going to put this right on the edge, and then if I had a hammer, I would be all set to whack it, but I don't have a hammer. Now, also forgot to mark this. I'll mark this at 1 inch. And 1 inch back over here. This is flush. Put my nub right there on that mark. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's in the spaceship. That's what I was hoping that would do. And it did. Go all the way through and mark on this side. So that marked where I need to mark there. Let's give me a little hole there. There we go. We've taken an off-the-shelf component and made us a nice 4-inch wide scoop with mounting points we can thread in here to hold it onto the grinder cover, the wheel guard. This is going to be great. Did a little bit of things to it, bolted it in place on the inside, and now, are you still there? Hello? Hello? I guess you are. These new cameras are still getting used to them. And I put some magnets on it, temporary, because I'm not really sure where it needs to go. But with these magnets, I can hold it on there. In fact, it may be all I ever need for it. And check it out to see where the sparks go and if I have to lower it down some. Now in here I noticed a couple holes, and I'll be able to put another piece of bracing behind there to clamp that to if I need to. And that will keep it from going, but these are pretty strong magnets. See, that doesn't even hardly move at all. So that's where we're going to try today. I'm going to hook this on up and maybe we can see if it works or not. Huh. Now, I used to take and make gibs like this the old-fashioned way. You know, you get you a 60-degree dovetail bit, go ahead and take that off and then start grinding. Well, that was back when I had a manual grinder. I got tired of doing all this. So I found this automatic one. This is a hydraulically operated dual 14-inch. It's got a 30-inch stroke by 10-inch wide magnet on it. And eliminated the need to do this. This one was ground in about 5 minutes. I did just, you know, Suburban tool, double compound magnet attached with my magnet, set this to 60 degrees and away you go. Blocked it in with this piece to help with a little more power. It's up against this stop here on the end. And I just went to town. So it's about time to start doing the other side. This is a manual magnet. I've got just real low power right now. And we'll check that out and see if the sparks work being directed into that. Let's get the rest of it set up. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a good way to do this with that magnet alone. That doesn't even want to be on there like that. Let's see. There we go. It seems to be holding it pretty well. I'm going to use some metal air conditioning tape to tape that shut. Then for the hose, went to the hardware store and found a piece of 4-inch expandable, collapsible. This thing goes to 8 feet. I didn't trust them. So I pulled it apart. Sure enough, it touches the ceiling. So it got 8 feet. And basically, it's hard to pull it apart without creasing it with your hand. But what I'm going to do is be fine. Now we got to get it over to there. I don't think there's enough to make it easily in one, so I've got 2 of them sitting here. Pull this off and tape it up. Been playing with this little grinder, and I'm getting some decent finishes. I'm not a grinder hand. There's a lot more people that know what they're doing over me. Well, this stuff sucks. Maybe it's just old. It gets better down at the end there. Got to get to the end. Dang, magnets are strong little dudes. This is a gib off of the Bridgeport that I brought in here to do a little bit of this is terrible tape. I don't like this. It's thin, and I've got it so it would conform better. But heck, it's not staying together very well, and it looks like it has a plastic coating on the outside. And as with any duct, there's always usually a little bit of leakage right there too, so let's cover that up. I don't know if this stuff is bad, old. or what, but it doesn't seem to be sticking together very well. It's got little places where the foil comes off. Well, that's no good. I pulled it apart. Get down to where it's good. It's aluminum, it cuts real easy. Might need to put that on a piece of solid pipe going up. I'll leave a link to the company where I bought this hood from. They shipped it fast. They don't have a ordering function on their website, but they have a phone number. All right, I think we're going to need to bend this one going this way, like this. How's that work, guys? See if I can give it some more space. I've also decided that I'm going to hook up this coolant tank for flood cooling. It's a 3-phase, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a plug on it where I can unplug it and then roll it out of here to another machine. Like use it over here if I need to, or go to a lathe. The reason being, I don't use coolant all the time, and the coolant around here, the main machine that I use it in is my little saw, and it evaporates out of that thing. Also, my CNC machine has integrated coolant, and frankly, I don't use it enough to keep the coolant fresh. So, how's that, sports fan? I got a little connector for these things. Heck, we're almost through. I'm almost through. You're sitting there doing nothing. Today, I got up early, 6:15, snuck out of the house out into the shop here so I could witness something that I've always really been interested in, space flight. astronomy and stuff like that. Today, SpaceX launched their heavy booster. Then caught that sucker. It was amazing. I've been down to SpaceX's Boca Chica plant, their launch pad, I guess it's been a year and a half or more. And there have been so many changes since then that I'm going to catch one of these launches. Might even take Don with me. I know he would like that. This stuff is crap. Called Sure Tape DC 181 for Class 1 ducts. Not a self-respecting duct that would use this stuff. If ducks use. This is sad. It may just be a product of being too old, hanging around my shop for too long. But voila! As a test piece, that'll work really well. Then I bought two because I really didn't know what I was going to do, but these are going to be great. I can make this on a movable stand, you're not watching, and put it over here and figure this out somehow. And catch all the dust from that one. So I think this is going to be nice. Okay. Let me get set up over here and then we'll see if it works. Trying to keep the noise level down, but it's kind of hard to do in here. There's a 10 horsepower rotary phase converter upstairs. Fixing to get ready to turn on the magnet here. See all the dust and stuff everywhere. The magnet's held down tight. I've got this one on. I've got this blocked off. Need to get the table raised up some, or excuse me, the head raised up a little bit. I got it in manual right now. Let's go up some more. Okay, as you can see, I'm a 1/16 of an inch here, but a good 3/8 to 1/2 inch right there. I'm going to leave this down where it's just a little bit above there so I don't run into that. It's about an 1/8 inch higher than this is. And we'll see if that works. God, I hope this does. It's going to be so cool. All right. Spinning free. I'm going to let this start going a little bit. We'll warm up some. And turn on the hydraulic. And this stuff here. This part doesn't move. Just this. Well, should be all right. Let's see here. Let's just let it go. Put it in neutral. Sure that this down here turns it before it hits, and it does. I got that much clearance up here. I think that's enough stroke. So we'll move this dog down. We'll let that warm up a little bit. Let the oil get up to temperature a little bit. It's not really critical right now. I'm just going to be digging off a bunch of that edge material. In fact, we could be roughing it out while that's going, and we could be testing this. So I'm going to make more noise and turn on the vacuum.